This high is higher than this high. All right. So this is called a higher high, and this is called a higher low. Why is this called a higher low? Because this low is lower than this low. This low is lower than this low. Sorry, I was supposed to use a red. So this low is lower than this low. Guys, can you see? This is supposed to be the blue, and this is supposed to be the red. So the reds are the lows. Alright. So this high here is higher than this high. This low is lower than this low. Alright. That's what's called a higher low. Higher from this low. Alright. We have this higher high. If you don't want to understand, make sure you rewind if you understand. It's higher than this high. And this high, this higher low is higher than this low. Alright, this is what they call a market structure. Alright. A pure example of a market structure. And in confluence, when I say in confluence, I mean in addition. It always works with what? It always works with resistance trend line. Alright. It always turns out to work with a resistance trend line. Now, what does this trend line indicate? This trend line indicates that this market is on an uptrend. So we're going to use the word an uptrend. I'm going to use the word up trend. The market is trending upward. So the market is on an uptrend. Now, why this market is trending on an uptrend? There's also something happening below here. This market is also failing this market is also failing to break this support trend line. All right, this market is also failing to break the support trend line, indicating that what price is on an uptrend. All right. Now let's say a situation like this now turns out to happen. Now look at this keenly. I want to see who will be able to spot this. Before the market reverses, it will always create what? A chart pattern. What are chart patterns? Chart patterns are what we just did. The double tops, the double bottoms, the triple top, the triple bottoms, the inverted head and shoulder, the head and shoulder. So the market will always turn out to create these. Price failed, came here, pushed back, failed to keep what? A higher high, failed to keep what? A higher high. Instead of keeping a higher high, it keeps what? Equal highs, and finally breach this counter trend line, or finally breach that trend line. So this is known as a trend line, right? This is known as a trend line. I'm going to be teaching you on how to draw a trend line. Also, we're getting there. So after chart patterns, we'll be going to how to draw a trend line. How to draw your trend lines. I just wanted to indicate that because the topics are supposed to, merge. Now look at that. Price has now kept what they call a double top. A double top. I'm already teaching you how to do your chart tops at once. Alright? Price has now kept what? A double top. Acting as what? A form of resistance. Meaning that price has met a strong level of resistance. So price failed to keep a higher high. Instead of price keeping a higher high, price made a higher high, made a higher low. Yeah. So we have price make a higher high here. Clone. Price actually made a higher high here. This is it. Because it's higher than this high. And actually made a higher a higher low here, because this low is higher than this low. But then something happened, guys. We need to take this topic very gentle, all right? Even if you take your time, sit for like an hour watching this, and then you get it, it's going to be for life, all right? Something happened here. And next higher was supposed to be created, which was supposed to be the higher high. But instead, create what they call equal highs. Price instead kept an equal high. So we're going to name it E cure. We're going to name it E high, E ish, equal, equal high. So we now have what they call equal highs here. Alright? This is an equal high. Now price tends now to start doing this. I'm taking it very slow because I want you to understand it. Price tends to start doing something now like this. Guys, take a look. To the upside, to the downside, to the upside, to the downside, to the upside, to the downside, to the upside, to the downside. Can you guys see that? Let me adjust this to the downside. Now, can you see this? This is a clear example of what they call a break of structure. Write it down. What do we mean by a break of structure? The structure that the price was actually positioning here was an uptrend. But later, price broke out from this trend line, indicating that a change in trend has occurred. No more changing to the upside, but now trending to the downside. Alright? No longer trending to the upside, but now trending to the downside. Now bringing us now to have this same trend. So we now have what they call a higher low. Higher low. Why is it called a higher low? I'll indicate why. Let's write it here. Higher low, because this high is higher than this one. That is why it's called a higher low, because this high here is higher than this one, and it goes down. You clone it, higher low, the next higher low. Why is it called a higher low? Because this high is higher than this one. Now, how do you call these lows? It's very simple. We come here, we click on this, and write lower low. Alright, why is it called a lower low? Bet you're asking yourself, why is it not called a higher low? It's because this low here is lower than this low. Have you seen? It's now lower than this previous low here. Alright, we clone it. Another lower low. Why is it called a lower low? Because this low is lower than this other previous low. It's very simple. It's common sense, alright? Because this low is lower than this other low. The lower is now higher than this other low. It's now called a lower low. This low is lower than this low and keeps going down, alright? Lower low, lower low, lower low. And we can clone this one. Same. Another higher low. Makes sense, right? Makes a whole lot of sense, right? So this is indicated as a what? As a downtrend. A downtrend. This is indicated as what? Meaning the market is trending downward. So what happens here? If you were to use forex terms, how do we say it? Price was trending upward, making higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows, respecting the support trend line and the resistance trend line. This is the support trend line and the resistance trend line. Price was making higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows, respecting the support trend line and the resistance trend line. Finally had a break of trend line, breaking structure, creating an equal top, and price reversing to the downside, making higher lows and lower lows, higher lows and lower lows on a downward trend. Makes a whole lot of sense, right? Makes a whole lot of sense. So yeah, guys, thank you for sitting to the very end. Before I end this video, I'm going to go to a real life chart and implement these. All right. So let's take on US 30. Good. We're taking US 30. So let's look for a trending moment on US 30. Let's go on 1 hour. Now look at this trending moment of US 30. Let's go on 30 minutes. So we'll start here. Price made a high, made a low, 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 made the next high, made the next low. Guys, can you see? Can you see how we're going? Even this market doesn't really look like a real trending market, but it's actually making the highs and the lows. Make the high, makes the low, makes the high again, makes the next low. Can you see? So this is a clear example of an upward trend, but this one is too steep. Market does not pull back too much. Gone up, gone up. Price is just going up. All right, so let's take another example on what pair can we take? Let's see Bitcoin. Let's see if Bitcoin can give us some clean highs and lows. All right. Bitcoin is just some consolidating. What's happening with all these pairs? All of them are just flying up. No pullback. No good pullbacks. And we what's our own? We only just make ourselves available and keep catching the moves. Guys, Bitcoin is not really the best. Bitcoin is more of a consolidative kind of market. Okay, let's go to my pair gold. I think gold was giving me some good pullbacks as to when I wanted to get into the trade. I think I was just catching my pullbacks and going. Alright, now can you see? We had the first, we were on a downtrend. We were on a downtrend. No, at first we were on an uptrend. I'm going to explain exactly what I explained there. So we were on an uptrend here. Right, let's see this arrow. Price was making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. Let me use this so we indicate a low, a high, a low, a high, a low, a next high. Failed to keep a higher high, failed to keep a higher high, instead creating equal tops, and price started heading downward. That's what they call a breach of a counter. A trend line was breached, and then we started making what? Next low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, failed to keep a lower low, instead equal lows. Can you see? Breach this trend line again, breach it, and then kept what? A higher low after creating a higher high, another higher high, and another higher low, another higher high, another higher low, and another higher high, and another higher low. Guys, are you seeing? Another higher high, and eventually also kept another higher low, another higher low, and it has come to keep another higher high. Still is going to keep another higher low, another higher low, and I'll be looking for more opportunities to the upside. This is a clear example of what I just explained now. How price is going to break the trend and reverse it to the upside. So it's called break of structure. I believe with this setup, you can see it now on gold. It's very clean and clear. You can see it, right? The high here is higher than this high, called a higher high. High is here higher than this high, called it a higher high. High here is higher than this high, called it a higher high. The low here is lower than this low, so called it a higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. But on a reversal to the downside, it's called a lower high, because this high is lower than this high. This higher is lower than this high, it's called a higher low, lower low, lower low. This low is lower than this low. This low is lower than this low. This low is lower than this low. But fail to keep a lower low, instead keeping equal lows. Have you seen? Keeping equal lows and move to the upside. So price is always going to keep that chart pattern. But go back to chart pattern, the double top, the head and shoulders, the inverted head and shoulders before moving to the upside or to the downside. Alright, I believe I've been able to explain very well in this episode on chart patterns and market structure. So see you guys in the next video. Take this course program and head into the charts and make some bags. Catch you guys. Alright.